So our next speaker is from Microsoft. So Microsoft is our sponsors. They are our platinum sponsors, and no conference can have, without Microsoft being a sponsor and nobody coming from Microsoft. So this time we have Alok Lal, who is the director of Microsoft Office department, and like for project management, we use multiple tools, multiple technologies, and there are multiple technologies that you must have heard while using project management, like Visio, Project, Link, Yammer. So Alok will help us understand what else is needed for us, as a accompaniment for project management, for successful project management. I welcome Alok Lal.
Good morning, everyone. My role here today is not to teach you about what project management is. My goal will not be to preach to the learned. My goal here will be to help you look at what technologies can you take advantage of, what integrated set of tools that you can take advantage of to help focus on making your project successful. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what should be a mantra for sustainable growth. In my previous role, I used to be the business manager for our chairman, and there used to be several such instances where I would accompany him to go meet up with CEOs and decision makers. And in our conversations, there would be some interesting insights that would come out. For example, there would be a discussion around what do we need to do to make decisions that are more timely and that are more objective. I know as a project manager, you would say, yes, my tools provide that, but there are scenarios outside of the tools that you need to take into account that will help you redefine or re-architect or make the appropriate changes for your project to be successful. Our company can compete only if we align investment to the business priorities. There is a report by PMI that talks about the fact that two-thirds of the projects fewer than two-thirds of the projects fail to meet the desired goals because of misalignment of priorities, and even 17% of them fail. What do we do to help decision makers understand how the priorities are defined and how do they flow into the respective tasks and milestones that are defined for the project? An interesting report that PwC shared a couple of years ago said, effective communication and collaboration, the ability for people to be able to send the right status updates, ensure that everybody is on the same page, can increase projects completing on time by 17%. So there are these scenarios that we need to look at as to how we can help our decision makers communicate the importance of the vision, the priorities. How do they make sure that everybody in the team is aligned to the same page? But not just the team, but all the people who are partners, vendors, and even clients understand the status of the information, not just related to the project, but anything that surrounds the project environment. So if you could see, there clearly are instances of what senior decision makers, CEOs, CXOs are telling us, that as a technology vendor or as a business provider, how can you help me make my project successful? How do you help me be true to the vision that I've set out for the company? How do you make sure that the dependencies that are in my project related to external influences can really be brought up front and center before they can cause any damage to my project schedules, my timelines, and my budgets? More importantly, the talk that typically veers towards is, what do we need to do to leverage existing technologies to make our project successful? How do we ensure that there is the role of technology that people are familiar with? People need not have to go through a mammoth task of learning and building new competencies. How do we help existing technology play a role in defining that everybody is on the same page, they know the tasks that they need to accomplish for a project to be successful, and hence make the vision real? If you think about what we've been hearing in the news, the vision of digital India that our Prime Minister has outlined, the importance of zero effect, zero defect, the Make in India, they clearly stand out as mammoth objectives that the government is wanting this country to accomplish to kickstart growth. And for all of those to be successful, it is important for them to resource it appropriately, which is what they are doing, define the right set of priorities. And they are actively evaluating how they will be able to track and monitor projects at that scale and then break it down into sub-projects that will help them understand what's actually happening at the ground level. So for them, the government, they are so aligned towards how they want to make this vision successful. Likewise, in every organization, there is a vision, and you, as the new age project managers, need to play a pivotal role in helping this vision be successful. I heard Mr. Iyer talk a little while back that what you did in the past will not be the way you would want to look at from executing projects now. But all of you are equipped with the set of capabilities. You are carrying devices that help you get the right set of information. You are collaborating with your peers, your partners, your clients to be able to drive the right set of messages and the right set of information so that you can execute your project successfully. And our goal in ensuring this that you are successful in executing your project is to provide you those right set of tools to make project management really up close and personal. It's not something which people tend to isolate and say, this is really not my job. So we want to bring in a set of comprehensive tools, not just for managing projects, but also what do we do associated with the environment that helps your projects be successful. We want to talk about how do we make that available across a variety of devices. So irrespective of what you're using, and I see a variety of devices right here, how do you make your environment in a manner that allows you to get the right set of information, the right insights that you need to take decisions, and also be able to transcend hierarchies, enable you to reach out to your clients and be able to brainstorm on ideas and issues. And a core element of what we are trying to accomplish over the last 2 to 3 years, and which is what we are now seeing our customers adopt a lot, is make it independent of how this technology gets deployed for you. To give you an example, we have a large customer who's been planning to look at deploying project management for a core mission critical project, as they call out. They haven't been able to arrange for the infrastructure given the fact that priorities have changed, but the project still needs to be accomplished. They reached out to us and said, can we look at an infrastructure which we can provision when we need it and then turn it off when we don't? How do we help you with that? So today we bring you this capability to allow you to build your projects, determine what kind of roles and resources do you need, and do that just by a click of your mouse, and you can have project provision. My colleagues outside at the stalls will be able to guide you on how we are looking at moving the entire project management, work management, and portfolio management onto the cloud. But what I'm going to talk about now is how is it that we've been engaging with many of our customers on helping them collaborate better as teams. And it's not about a separate instance or a disconnected or a siloed approach that determines how people are going to work, but how do we bring all of those information together in a manner that ties back to a task or a milestone or an activity that needs to be completed. So let's take an example of cloud sharing. One of the things that I get to hear a lot from people I've engaged with on projects is that there is no institutional memory. There is no one central place. There is no one repository where me and my team can put that information and people can learn from that. Today, with the opportunity that cloud storage provides, you can build that institutional memory, the ability for you to tie this back to reports that you want published, project documents that you would have created, SOWs that have been prepared. All of those could be stored in one place. What you could also do is ensure that the right set of people have access to it. So rather than worry through complex processes to define who do you need to give access to, determining on whether it's an internal an extranet or an internet kind of a scenario, you should have the ability as the project manager to provision those services and tie that back to a task that you want to do. The second instance of what we've been getting feedback on is how do you make people have one version of the truth? More often than not, we get into a situation which is typically called as attachment hell or version hell, where multiple versions of the document float around in email and multiple people update them in different places, thereby eating into time of that one individual who has to aggregate all of them together. What if there's an easy way for people, for your users or your team members to be able to have that one document stored in one place? Everybody has the ability to edit it irrespective of the device that they use, irrespective of how they connect to get that done. And that's really what brings in the agility for you to incorporate flexible work styles, allow people to be working from home, working from their respective offices, from client offices and so on, and participate in a project, yet have a single version of the truth. The third one, and that's something that we believe has been a great way for us to bring a lot of external information into the to drive projects to be successful, is about how do you be social. I'm sure all of you are very active on public social media, but when you think about a project, think about security, think about priorities associated with that, you need to be able to build an environment where people are free to be able to share information. They're able to share ideas and best practices that roll up. A corollary to that would be mygov.nic.in, where the government is asking you to come up with ideas. Tell us what is it that you need and how can we make this an integral part of how we execute on the vision of the government. That's really what we need to take advantage of and say, how do we look at a social environment which allows people, not just internal, but also external, to participate, irrespective of how they connect to your system, be able to give you those ideas. We have a large retail manufacturer in the US who is now using this as one of the core elements to bring in information from their retail stores to say, if I'm going to remodel my store, what is the input that I need to be able to define what should the layout be, how should my aisles be placed, what should be my product placement. And they are using this as a mechanism to get information to be able to decide what should their large format stores look like, what should their medium format stores look like. Another example of an oil and gas company in Europe is focusing on how do they use this as an information to crowdsource ideas. How are they using this as a way to define what innovation management means for them? They take the information in, they bubble up ideas that employees are submitting either through their own experiences or through ideas that eventually will come in from their clients and their partners. And they use that information to then determine whether the project that they are executing is really on the right path or not, and whether that requires a change and a course correction. In order to be social, this is also not just to be as an isolated silo. The importance of having social integrated with the way projects getting executed, how information is bubbling up, and the feedback cycle that allows you to be flexible and gives you the agility to determine what should be your next course of action should something important come up. The other area which we are seeing a lot is lot in common related to projects is about how do you allow people to connect virtually. All of us love to have meetings in physical rooms, but what will it take for us to embrace people participating in conferences or in IM conversations, but not again as an isolated engine? How do those IM conversations be an integral part of a document or a change management process that helps you to move certain elements within your project cycle? We also believe that this is a great opportunity for you to think about, as you build your new projects, what will it take for you to drive training, capability transfer to your employees and to your customers, and use that as an opportunity to build the right set of competencies for your employees and your partners to be successful. Another example of what we've seen is really a growing trend for some of the projects that we've worked on is about the ability for people to gain insights. Now you might say that whatever project management tool that we use has an inherent amount of standard reports and custom reports that I use to be able to tell my management whether my project is being successful. But I believe we need to go a little more, a little further than that. An example of that would be, how do you make your reports personal? It's your data, it's your insights. Why should you be thinking about only a report that the system churns out and throws at you? Is there a way for you to get that data, be able to massage it the right way, present it the right way, and then be able to cull out the insights that will help you determine whether the projects that you're executing, are they successful? What are the decisions that you need to take to probably increase the pace, step up the tempo, align to budgets, and so on. But management really wants to look at things a little differently. The more you visualize, the more you present that data in the right way, in the right format, the more you present that information in the way it will be easier for the decision makers who are at a paucity of time, is through visualization. And it's not just about static visualization. How do you show a trend of how the tasks have executed? Basis the projects that you've delivered, what has been the change that you've been able to incorporate over the last 6 months, 1 year, 3 years? And that is something that can be delivered to you in a very, very intuitive and simple way through familiar tools. So I would strongly encourage you to think about these scenarios which allow you to build an environment that sort of surrounds your project management platform that you have, through social, be it through connecting virtually, to driving collaboration, and through integration with deep business insights that you can deliver from familiar tools. So what I would want you to look at is, it is not just the core elements of what you would look at from a project management platform, but how does the project management platform, and how are you playing an integral role in allowing business scenarios to light up through the services that you deliver. So think about innovation management, from bringing an idea in, all the way through its execution and allocation of resources and the right set of timelines. Think about application lifecycle management. If you're an IT company, what will you do to look at making the right set of applications and managing that entire lifecycle, right the way from idea generation, from information requirements, all the way through and take it to fruition. The last one is about the ability for you to think of a collaborative lifecycle management. In the instances that I will just show you about some of the success stories that we've had, some of them in IT companies, but in other large verticals as well, is clearly the ability for people to be able to collaborate on projects and ideas that drive transformational growth, and how the project manager plays an anchor in helping those projects be successful, is really something which is paramount. An example of that is how we've done this work with this company called BB&K. This is one of the largest digital companies in Germany, and when they started to think about how they handle clients like Porsche or BMW, they really were constrained on resources that they had with them to be able to successfully execute the projects. So they took a leap of faith and said that I want to evaluate the cloud as the mechanism for me, not just to drive my own teams to the tasks and the milestones that I want to deliver, but also involve the client, involve the partner, involve other agencies that collaborate on bringing those projects to life. And they've been able to decrease project management time by at least 10% using Project Online. So that's something they believe is a competitive advantage that they will be able to bring to the table. Another instance is a company called Hilti. Many of you would know that. They're saying it is their ability for them to look at how do they reduce the IT complexity by moving to the cloud. They used to spend a lot of time setting up project infrastructure for the projects that they would execute. They are taking away all of that and moving to the cloud so that their teams can focus on what will it take for them to build the right set of capabilities to execute those projects. So they can scale the use of Project Online from 20 people to 10,000 users and bring it down once the project gets over. And it's not just them. There have been several customers of ours who've initially started off with just the client on their desktops, but moved to a server and a client capability with Project Server. And now many of them are embracing these additional tools, but not as individual silos, but bringing them all together at one place. So my goal, as I had mentioned, is not about telling you today that the tools that you need, the tools that we provide are the best in class and something that you should leverage on, and my colleagues at the stall outside will share more details with you. But I wanted to call out, how can you look at the periphery? How do you build that vision that allows you as a project manager to be able to take all of those tools and make your project successful? So with that, I'd like to essentially focus to end my talk. And like I said, the mantra for growth is you as a project manager, and we would love to be a partner with you as you execute your projects. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We don't have any questions for this session, but we can definitely connect
Yeah.
during the break time.
Sure. I have my colleagues here, Frank, Shrikant, and they will be available at the booth outside. I'll also be available, so if you have any questions, please do let me know. Thank you.
So I would request Alok to be here. We have a memento for him. May I request, I forgot the name, just a moment. Vikram Kumar from Kerala chapter to give the memento, please.
Sorry. Thank you.
We also have a surprise gift to you. So this is the photograph of the session you delivered, which you can.
Yes, I think
store for your
we can
social
talk
media.
about agility right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So much.